Good morning. Good morning. I want to first off start off by saying kudos to the League of Women Voters of Florida. You gotta really give these ladies their flowers and just do for going out and getting 1 million petitions to ensure that the right to choice is put on the ballot. Like the laws were made, and these women went out and exercised a right to get that on the ballot so that choice can be made. And this is what's the most amazing thing about this is I definitely, sometimes think that, man, I don't know if people really want the right to decide their future through their representative, and if I'm saying it in a way that is going to garner that idea. But when you see 1 million people say, hey, yeah, we want to be able to choose if what you're doing is okay, that tells me that I'm headed in the right direction and my thought process is not off. That if I had the resources to be able to go out and hit multiple places, that I would have found 1 million people that also agreed that, hey, having legislative authority is a really good thing. And these ladies exercised a right, and then they put together the resources. And that is a lot of kudos to them for being able to do that. And I guarantee you, like with those petitions that they filled out, like I said, when I started running for this office, you know, you have to have X amount of funds and things that are already at your hand so that you can get those petitions verified. Because you just can't show up with a million signed petitions of people that don't exist in the state of Florida. Do you understand? Like, you need registered people already, because anybody could do it. Anybody could exercise that right and just show up with just anyone with no validation. There are checks and balances for that. So they kudos. And if you guys know anybody that is a part of the League of Women Voters, man, definitely give them a thumbs up, because that's a pretty good they exercise a right that was available. It is amazing. And there are going to be a lot of people, if you're into the whole, like, if your algorithms are picking up the whole news thing, that are saying, look at Florida get to exercise something that other states can't exercise. Now, it took, the law was put there, and these women had to say, hey, okay, so the law's here, but we don't like it. And I don't think there's 1 million people that are on the League of Women's board. So they had to go out and find other like-minded people to say, hey, don't you just want the right to say anything? That this should be your choice. I'm 100% positive there were men who also signed this petition. And had they found me, I would have also signed that petition. But they went out and they did that. And they said, okay, we found 1 million people that do not agree. That's all we need to put this on the ballot, was 1 million signatures. Now, when 2026 comes up, my name will have to be written in, because I don't yet have the signatures to make my name official to show up on the ballot. So you just have to click a checkbox and go on. And over the years, if I manage to get the following and pick up the steam, I can probably change that. And that's just my goal. I knew, you got to start somewhere. So I started somewhere. And but it is refreshing to see that we can take a right that is already available and push it further. Like, we can take this and take it to the next level. And it really excited me. I don't do the music in the background. I don't stitch. I just sit here and I tell you exactly what it is. I have been invited to speaking, like, had the opportunity to speak in places. You reach out, and a lot of people give you a lot of what I would like to consider lip service. Because what you're saying in the moment is really good, but when it's time to, like, follow that up, there's just a lot of things that have to happen. I even I had an individual tell my daughter that, hey, what your dad is trying to do is a really good thing, but the beard is going to be a problem. So it's really interesting to kind of see, and it's so funny because I did talk to the individual who was a administrative person at my kid's school, and I just said that, yeah, I was in the Navy for 22 years, and you guys can't see it, but I was just trying to see if it'll ever connect. And so I just was like, yeah, it's just a journey to see if I just, if shaving has affected me to the point to where, I can't even, get this thing to connect, because, in the military you have to chop it off right here and make sure there was nothing there. They changed those rules recently, but when I was in, it was, barefaced. So it's really interesting, some of the things that, people like hold on to. But let me not get too far off our initial topic. Kudos to those million people that are nonpartisan. The League of Women Voters is nonpartisan. They are not for any political party. So this isn't a victory for Democrats. This isn't a victory for Republicans, which we know is the major two parties that are in our government system. This isn't a victory for them. This is a victory for Floridians. This is a victory for democracy. This is exercising your right. And even though it took having to get 1 million people to sign a petition, the right is there. The only thing I want to do if I'm governor is extend it and make it and simplify the system. Make it easier that we can decide on these things before they get on the books. There will be emergency situations, but when it's not, let's see if we can teach everybody what the bigger picture is before you go ahead and start painting on the canvas. That would be the ideal thing. That's where I want to be. So I was really excited to see that there are people out there, that there are 1 million registered voters out there that I have not touched yet that believe in legislative authority. And it was just really exciting because, you can get deflated if you're looking at the numbers. Every time I put up a video, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're not doing the videos, when you throw these videos up, you get this data that they always send to you, like this message that says, here's how your video is doing. Typically, I just click on it because it keeps a little like red little bubble icon there. I just click it and then get off of it. But it does pop up. So there are times where you're like, let's see how this is doing, or let's see some of these statistical values that are being brought up. But you never know what you're gonna say or what's gonna be that pushing button. But I'll tell you, I am for the right to decide how economic foreshaping is gonna work. I'm for it. I'm all for you being able to make a decision that you have to live with. I don't ever want to take away a person's right to choose. And I have seen laws that are coming in that are taking away people's right to choose. And that is never a good thing. It's just not. I was raised straight up non-denominational Christian. I was raised at this church called Huntington Park Church of Christ in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the one thing that I understand that I've always taken with me is the right to choose. And I'm going to choose whether or not I live the life that is going to work for God, or if I've lived the life that don't work for God. But the choice belongs to me. And if I believe that, then I don't want to take away choice from anybody. I want everybody to be able to have a choice. Because as far as I'm concerned, if God's giving me choice, who is anyone else in my life that should take that choice away? So if you understand that choice matters, then do not ever vote against giving up your choice or letting someone else decide to be your choice. Choose yourself. Have a great day.